this correctly. Oh, that made me so mad. No, what to do? Let's just answer this lady, because she wants to act like she is a good person. Trying to start a conversation with Ho.
I want to promote a video, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money to get a bunch of views. Because it's kind of like defeating the purpose.
Wait, what now? Wait, say that again?
I said, I don't... You can promote videos and stuff, but you have to pay YouTube to promote it. So it's like...
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine.
I ran into here with walking basket.
No, to do this dungeon. This guy's at a level 930 something. Jesus fuck. This guy's a 950 Hero Titan Forged. Oh, he left. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself. I can solo it. No, what's to do with this dungeon? Bro. I bet I'm gonna get the same mount from this egg. Nick.
What?
I don't know. I just want to get you talking. It's a podcast.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Alright. It's fine. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes! Man. Man! Yes. Hey, what up, nigga? Go. Oh no, we're going all DPS, bro.
Greetings, Battle.
Yo! You're at the wrong dungeon, bro. Got 3 warriors in here, let's see. Oh, well. Leader left, okay, that's fine. Old Stiffy. This guy's name's Old Stiffy. What the fuck? Why the fuck? Okay, they just removed me from the group. I'll go fuck myself right away.
Rip.
Yes, sir. Right away. Oh, I just want to do Moss souls. Just want a quickie.
Come here.
Yes. Yes. They need to climb me. The same grooves back up. Yay, you invited me. Yo! Old Stiffy. Gabe, who's my friend, he's when I was in the room with me the other day. He was playing some RPG game on his phone, and he saw some guy named Giggly Tits.
What?
Giggly Tits.
Amazing.
Yeah. Bath is drunk. Oh. I have organs, I'm sorry. I love humans. Turn my fan off. Look at that 919 healer. Yeah.
I'm trying to find a way to like.
Is there trouble?
I need to find a way to like add text to the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm open.
Surely something like that would be really simple to do, right?
You would think.
All I have to
I
do,
can't find dick.
all I have to do is just go into one of the tabs at the top and add text media. Look at me, I got my fucking lucid nightmare.
Hey, I found Haunted Crossfade.
Shaman. Shuming. Oh shit, you hit everything. Oh, this guy's got 13. Oh wait. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, 7 million DPS. And this thing's attacking the enemy.
Mortals, kind murdered my people. Run away, little girl. Run away. Have I waited a chance to repay what was done to me? Beware. Chill of death as I have. The shadows of the underworld bend to me. beware.
What?
So I'm watching Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator.
Oh, great.
Okay.
It's been a good time.
Hopefully I can unplug this without there being too many issues.
Ooh, I think I found it.
Because we're recording. That's it. We're just whatever we brought up. We can talked about. I don't know. I can smell your breath of cigarettes. Okay.
I also need a fucking shower, dude. There's some clothes in the bottom of that thing in there. Go through and see which one's dirty.
Anything at all.
Ask him if he likes penis.
You like penis.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. What's on that? Is that a question?
Okay, turn him up now.
Hey, if you're out in the middle of the ocean naked riding a dolphin, but you had a big steel trident, how far do you think you could throw it and spear a shark?
How far away is the shark?
No, how far can you throw it? How far do you think you could throw it? All the way?
All the way.
You can throw it across the ocean.
All the way, yeah. 100%. I with all the weights too. So.
Jesus Christ. He's obviously an MLG player.
Yeah, more than I am.
So is your Diet Mountain Dew and Doritos?
Diet Mountain.
Actually, I prefer Diet Mountain Dew and Cheez-Its, not Doritos. So.
Not an MLG then.
No, not 100%. I'm more like a
Are you like
weeaboo
the
in
great
training.
value of MLG?
Weeb training.
Weeaboo in training.
I was telling him about how Richie was gonna get high.
Don't even tell me about
About that
it, dude.
freeway?
About that.
Oh my
quote
god.
unquote three-way. He just started dying because he can't.
I was not okay with that.
The spirits
Because once he hits it, it's ruined. I can't hit it after that because it's like a hot dog down a fucking hallway.
Dude, Richie has a small penis.
Oh my god, no, he does not. I've seen that thing and it is scary. It's nightmares, is what it is.
Fuck. I've seen it, dude. I've wrestled him and it's touched me before. It's not
Oh,
that
it's
big.
soft. I've seen that motherfucker hard when he woke up. That thing scared me. Thing's like a
Why are you
forearm.
looking at his hard dick?
It was a forearm. I didn't do it on purpose.
It sounds like you
We
did.
walked in that room. I peed a little bit. I cried for 3 hours. And
You cuddled
I
up
still
in a
can't
shower.
wash out the memories, dude. I've tried everything.
Jesus.
Did you rub cigarette like?
Ouch. I have my cigarettes on me, dude. That's why you're smelling.
I know. I am smelling.
You're not used to it like I am. I've been smoking for 7 years, so I don't even smell it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just smell on you more than I've ever smelled on anybody else before. For some reason.
Literally 3 seconds ago.
I know, but
Hey, he just got done smoking a cigarette. Leave him alone.
Yeah, dude,
I'm not-
for real. Why you
Like,
bullying
dude.
me, dude?
I'm not.
I wanna go.
Like Rip, dude.
Shit.
This guy just stopped. The guy's either stopped. Okay, never mind. He's down. He's trying again.
What the fuck? I'm trying to color my title, and it's literally like going full retard. It's like, oh, you can do a color correction on this white. How much color correction can I do on white? That's like saying I'm gonna paint something
Really,
black
nothing-
that's
you
already
can't use
black.
color correction on white.
You're
It's
trying
the
to
best color ever.
color snow on white paper with a white crayon.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's like coloring with a white fucking crayon.
The color correction on
Why
white.
does it exist?
I don't know. It's only used. You can only use
On black paper.
on black construction paper. You can't use it on anything else. It's like not possible.
Yes, you can.
Make things
I mean, unless
slightly-
it's like really dark color.
Is it weird that white crown makes things slightly less white?
Yeah, actually.
Why? Why?
Why? Like, why is like who colors on black construction paper like that? Who does it? I mean, I know
They
it's
start using it on black people. It's,
Are you assuming the color of my crayons right now?
I'm also assuming it's bigger.
you know
You
black-
what, man?
one of the crowns that has the word, you know, it has the color in different languages, and on I think it's on black it says Negro, yeah. And I think there's like a 4chan post saying we should just make a big deal out of it to get the SJWs going, to get the word removed off the crayon. What?
Chupa muevas personaje trabuco. Se find deep in the Say it next week, it's funny shit in the world. I like saying it out of horror.
Oh my god, I finally figured it out.
You're like all close and like I figured it out.
Ew, dude.
Illuminati confirmed.
Why'd you take that out?
I wanted to see the hand and it's like slimy.
Yeah, it's lube, bro.
Watch it.
Hey,
A lot easier.
hey,
Look at that conflict grip.
What?
it's Luke.
I didn't hear what you said.
It's Luke.
It seems like a hell of a lot more difficult than normal. It's a great exercise though.
That's what your mom said.
You want epic forearms? This is what you do. Right here.
If you want epic gains. What is this thing doing right now?
It really went into too much detail for something you'll never see unless you take the phone off. You can put the bone pack in.
I might develop skin cancer, dude.
Wait, what? Why?
Because this thing's pissing me off.
What's that to do with your skin? It just makes you want to convert to Judaism.
Okay, so I make this title, right?
Yeah.
Like at the very end of the video, you know, it says, "Thank you for watching, like, subscribe." Cool, right? Cool, right? Do you know what it does? You know what it does? You know what it does?
What?
It puts in the background at the very end for 2.5 seconds, and then it goes back and it put all of the stuff that I fucking clipped out. Like all the stuff after it, like the 3.5 hours I clipped out of this video. So I have to re-intake all that out. This is stupid.
Yeah, you put the mic really close to your face.
This is making me want to drink spoiled milk.
It just makes you want to convert to Judaism, doesn't it?
This makes me want to have a 3-way with Daniel.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Think you have won. You have merely survived the storm. The seas are unstoppable.
This. Fuck! Nothing ever good. Mm. She's regularly talking to me now. Look at mouth.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing. Oh, she's like, I can't wait to get off work. I was like, are you gonna get drunk? Are you gonna get drunk again and talk to Daniel about 3 ways again?
Please say that.
Nah, she already went to bed. Before I go. That's my luck right there. Maybe. We could create a story one word at a time, like that one video. You ever done that? Like,
What?
have like multiple people and you all say one word and create a story one word at a time.
Do what?
Have like multiple people with you and one person says one word, the next person says another word, and you keep going and you like make a story off of each other one word at a time.
The only way to make that work.
Yeah, like on Whose Lines Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only way to make that work, dude, is if you're not allowed to use the same word twice.
You can't say and.
Yeah, and that's why you can't use the same word twice, because motherfuckers but
And the cookie, she sucks dick. And
I'll tit fuck the shit out that ass.
Who?
No, I was just saying
No.
that in general. Remember that from Trett's guy? Tit fuck her ass.
I'd like to tit fuck her ass.
Boy, sit around with his ass
shit.
up his ass.
Oh yeah, he played. He played Data on Star Trek. Wonder what he's doing nowadays. He's probably getting fucked in the ass. He's sitting
Fuck
there.
mashed potatoes.
He's sitting there with his ass up his ass.
Fuck you and every Mossana who looks like you.
Fuck the Philippines.
They can fill up my ass. One of the best lines in YouTube history right there.
I'm not getting this. Like, I don't get this at all.
Probably should have done Vegas, bruh.
No, it's playing. I have one video file in this, okay? And it's playing video without there being video there.
Do you have multiple audio tracks, right?
Yeah.
Swap the audio tracks. Maybe one of them is going over the other and it's not displaying the video.
I think I know what the problem is. Because when I was trimming up my... Dude, I'm just gonna... Fuck it. I'm gonna say fuck the outro, because this is making my video look even more shitty because it keeps fucking up and I'm getting pissed.
Who makes something like this? How do you make this out of stone? Look at this. Like, this, like, oh shit. Like a cape like that, or whatever. It's not like that.
This is literally one of the easiest questions ever. It says a frog falls down a 30-meter deep hole. Each day the frog climbs 3 meters but falls back 3 meters at night. How many days does it take him to escape? It means he's only going 1 fucking meter a day. That's 30 days. Because he's going up 3, falling down 2. That's 1. He made 1 meter every day.
Okay.
That's easy. That's 30 days. That's a retarded question. This is any geniuses here? A 3-year-old can figure that shit out.
Okay. I'm just making sure that you have this right. A frog has fallen into a pit that is 30 meters deep.
Yes.
Each day the frog climbs 3 meters, falls back 2 at night. See, okay.
How many days does it take him to climb up the pit? 30 days.
Okay, just making sure.
He only makes it 1 meter a day. In the whole 24
So
hours.
30 is the wrong answer, someone said. 28 days, because first 27 days he loses 2 meters per night, but the day of the 28th he is already at 27 meters high, meaning he would make it to the top with a 3-meter jump in the day and not be in the hole for the night of the 28th day. So it takes 28 days.
Oh, damn, actually that makes sense.
Yeah. You don't know if there's a night to the 28th. So, yeah. I hate this. Like, is anybody smart? People like post math questions. Anybody have a fucking master's degree in mathematics, and it's just like a
It's
fucking
like a fucking
PEMDAS.
question that's like on like a 5th grade test.
Yeah. Does anybody have their major in mathematics? Oh my fucking god. Is that an elephant dick?
Yes.
Jesus.
They can get 6 feet long.
Did you send a dick pic to you?
No.
I didn't send it. He's looking at it right now.
He's next to me.
Whose is it?
It's an elephant. It's a lady
See, that's
standing
a
there.
fat joke. I am not that fat. Dude. I'm not an elephant.
What? I don't even know what was said.
It's my dick pic right there. Look at
Oh.
That's me. God, I look gross naked. Look at that.
Why do you look so gray?
I'm like real tan in this area.
What is going on?
I don't know.
God, that thing's insane.
You just showed me a picture of a woman standing next to an elephant's cock, and
It's huge. It's insane.
I mean, whatever you gotta do, dude.
To each his own, so that's what I say.
what do I even do now? Yeah, I seen that.
That's great.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just send all these fucking tokens to people that need it.
That's true as fuck right there. This guy's been a blow my life.
Morgan Freeman doesn't... He stopped aging at like 80.
87.
87.
Back in 1933.
Dude,
What?
back in 1965. That's
it.
about it. Hey, you want to show him something really funny?
What?
Show him the Goods intro.
What is it?
The Goods live hard, sell hard intro.
The Goods.
Live hard, sell hard intro. It's probably the best intro to any movie.
This chick's profile picture is just her squatting just her pussy. Like,
That sounds awesome.
It doesn't actually show a vagina, but
no, but that's what
Rip.
the picture is.
the Goods opening scene.
That's a real beauty. This car is for you. Now let me guess. The man of the house needs a second car so the little lady can go to the garden club while he plays gin rummy with the boys, huh?
Oh, actually, we need a car so we can go rock climbing.
Rock climbing? Why would anybody go climb a rock? Man, things are changing. I remember when men were men and women were gals, and we called coloreds.
You know, actually, I think we're gonna get going.
Hey, come on, sweetie. You know, don't be a bitch. Let's talk some numbers here.
Hey, don't talk to my wife like that.
Hey, boy. I fought in the big war. I mean, nobody tells me what to do. You understand? Hold this.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I want to be that guy when I'm old.
Fought the big war.
That's fucking gold right there, dude. That's... I'll be the old guy that talks my grandkids pussies and just makes fun of them 24/7. I'll be the reason I'll have no self-esteem.
Did you just say you're gonna twerk for money?
Oh, fuck yeah. I don't really got the ass for it, but, you know, some people are just into weird shit.
Dude, does this guy play WoW? Like, why don't we have him playing WoW?
He doesn't know, but he would if he had money and the computer.
Yep, my account's been inactive for almost a year and a half.
He's really he's like.
Do you hear that silence?
Yeah.
That's me looking like... You know what I'm doing, Jacob.
Making that face.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Jacob?
Is say that you're a person that's into the lore most than anybody else I know.
Oh my god, dude. I'm a lore buff. I fucking love it.
He's a what?
A lore buff.
I'm all about that lore.
A lore? Yeah, dude.
Because lore in fucking WoW is it's so much, and it's so rich. It's just awesome.
It's the Chef McNut of McNutting.
It really is. It really is.
Like, it's the buoy in the shipyard of Flavortown. Like, it might be the chimichanga ambassador of Flavortown, too. I swear to fuck, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be so upsetting.
Look at this mount I got from an egg.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Are you bragging about your WoW stuff?
Okay. This is all I got. I don't want to get started with you.
Hey boy, I fought in the big war.
And tell me
I have
about your
so much
fucking
shit running.
feats in
Like
Warcraft.
my computer's probably like
Days.
going full retard.
Yeah, tell me about your feats. Like
What feats?
in
Everything I've done?
Yeah, everything you've done, all the cool stuff you've done.
Alright, well hold on. Let me go get my vape.
Oh my god.
That should be good. Oh, yes. That's what I was gonna do. What did I send? Pants? No.
Alright, sorry boys. Well, I mean, what do you want to know?
Anything that you would say, I don't know, fucking...
I mean, does he know anything about Legion? Well, first off, how long have you been playing the game?
6 years, 7 years?
Okay, so you've been playing since Wrath?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I started actually in beta of Vanilla WoW. I leveled to 46 in beta, and anybody that played the beta in Vanilla WoW was able to keep their characters, so I started on day 1 of World of Warcraft at level 47. I was the Realm First level 60, and I was 11 years old.
Damn.
I was the first one to get a tier 1 piece on my server, and we were actually, my raiding guild at the time was the first guild to clear all tier 1 content and tier 2 content on my server. I was their main healer for that group. In Burning Crusade, I joined a top US 50 guild, and we were able to get Realm First on my server, and for every single tier that content. I was also the highest rated or highest geared paladin in the United States for about 6 months in Burning Crusade, mainly because I had stuff in. I had ridiculous gear on, even if it wasn't good for me. I just wanted the highest item level. But then back then it was gear score. So in Wrath of the Lich King, I started raiding guild at that time. I had got server first of every tier that server. I was also, I don't know when it happened, but like I had to have been one of the first people to get Shadowmourne. I got really lucky with my shards at the very beginning of like ICC and stuff, like collecting it. So I was able to get Shadowmourne, even though I was a tank. But with me being the raid leader, I was the first person to get it because I told them that I wanted it. My RNG is terrible for some things, so like it took me 10 years to get Thunderfury because the third clear of Gar, I was the binding dropped, and I used all of my DKP in Vanilla WoW for it. I farmed all of the mats to get Thunderfury because I was like, oh man, I'm going to get Thunderfury soon, you know? Like, that's going to be fucking awesome. Well, 10 years later, I finally got it. And I cleared Baron. I killed Baron Geddon every reset, every expansion for 10 years.
Oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ.
That's some bad luck.
I have
right there.
763 Baron Geddon kills. Probably the most Baron Geddon kills in the game. I have over 1,000 days played on my paladin. I was the world first prop paladin to solo the Lich King and Cataclysm. I have 412 mounts altogether.
I don't understand how the fuck that can be. Like, gay. Yeah, I only have almost 200.
I have 22 legendaries on this character from Legion. 26 altogether. Well, wait, no. 30 altogether if you're counting all of the other content. I don't know. What else?
Molten Core.
Fuck Molten Core. That's all I have to say. Fuck
You said
Molten
you were,
Core.
you were like the first to solo.
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, Molten Core back in Wrath was easy to solo if you like had fire resistance and stuff. But like, like one of the hardest things to do, like if you're going back to Wrath or Cataclysm, like soloing, the hardest thing was those bosses could kill you if you weren't smart about it. Like, if you wanted to go solo Firelands, you had to get fire resistance gear back then. You could be 20 levels above it and still die just because you didn't have fire resistance. Like, it was stupid back then. So like, I had to go in where like I had to find like these like fringe pieces that had fire resistance or like enchant my gear with fire resistance just to solo Molten Core. Like, it was so frustrating. And like the time and effort it took probably wasn't worth doing. For Lich King, I had to completely drop blacksmithing and get engineering so I could get a target done. Just so he could be corrupted with the plague, so I could cleanse it off of him so it could go onto the ads. Like, do you know how frustrating that is? And like the RNG on it, like right before he cast his plague, I had to hope it didn't target me and hopefully it targeted the target dummy. Like, let alone, I probably would have gotten the kill quicker if my RNG was better for that. And like the DPS requirement for soloing the Lich King was insane. I actually had to survive 16 seconds of end rage.
Oh.
And I only outleveled that place by 5 levels because it was in Cataclysm. So what I did was I would bubble at the end. I would make sure my cooldowns rotated to where I would have all of my cooldowns up when he enraged. I would bubble for that 8 seconds I would have, and I would just blast him and pop my last pre-pot. And then when my bubble went down, I popped everything. I wore 2 different trinkets. One of them gave me ended up being like 17% mastery, so I was over the avoidance cap, but I was blocking more. And then the other one gave me crit, so I could actually like get more DPS. And the potion I was using was actually instead of using like an armor one, I used a strength potion, and I used a stamina flask. And the strength potion, like literally, I was like, he was about to like riggedy wreck me when I killed him, but he started casting his Furious Shadow Mord, and that's like the luck that I had in that fight was retarded. And it cost me like 15,000 gold altogether to solo him.
Jesus.
For all the materials, the repair cost, getting engineering up, like all that sort of shit. What other cool stuff? I soloed Obsidian Sanctum's last bot, like the big dragon or whatever, and during Wrath. That was kind of cool. But he was a tank and spank. He just avoids stuff, so like it wasn't really that impressive. This expansion, I haven't really done like too much. I mean, I guess I did at the beginning when I was on my monk. I ran like 2,500 Mythic Plus dungeons in like 2 months, but you don't really understand what Mythic Plus is though, because you haven't played Legion yet. But
Oh, I told him about it.
yeah, think of just doing 2,500 dungeons in a row, and that's the only thing you do when you log in. Is the same dungeon over and over again. I don't know. I've done a couple cool things.
Well,
More than a couple things.
I did. I got the half the god game.
Oh,
Good at this.
I have retarded luck with mounts.
I'm even got a legendary.
Wait, what now?
I have 13 mounts. One level 100.
13 mounts, dude. He's solid, dude.
A whole fucking 13.
Account?
Huh?
On your account?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
Yeah. Those are ones I got. Those are not like.
I don't think I have the.
What's your
That's
main?
all together. Because my dad got like 53 of them by himself. I'm talking about my mounts.
Oh,
I've gotten 13.
like what do you mean about
Myself.
account mounts? How many do you have?
I don't know, it's like 60 something.
Hey,
What?
Most
What's
of them are just
your-
ones that got on accident. So I don't farm for stuff. I'm
What-
not about that life.
what made you want to play your main?
Me?
Your main, like your main character.
Yeah, I know.
What made you want to play that class?
The lore. The whole lore surrounding it made me want to play my man. And just how I am personally.
What class was it?
Warrior.
Nice. Solid pick.
Specifically orc.
Specifically Warrior. Lotar Organa, friend. Ward all the way.
Bro. If you're gonna pick lore, dude, you gotta go Paladin.
Well, Paladin are the shit. They are my second favorite, and I always love them.
I've been playing the same Paladin since 2004. Every day.
Human Paladin?
He's my bro, dude.
Didn't you? You tell him how you'd fuck him if he was a real person.
I would fuck him if he was real. I would become his slave. I would call him Poppy. I'd call him whatever he wanted. Uther Dickbringer, bro.
Didn't you?
Oh, can you guess what my character's name is? Oh, and fun fact, my character's name was in the random. I randomized it.
What?
Yep.
How'd you get that weird? Like, you can't.
That has came over time. I've actually name changed this character multiple times, but my original name was randomized.
Oh, you're not talking about the one that you have now, are you?
Yes. It just doesn't have the tilde.
What the fuck? How's that different? Oh, I did get nice.
Welcome to beta, bro.
Raging
What?
fart.
Raging Fart?
Raging fart.
That's awesome.
I did get nice. That's actually I don't know. I mean, I don't know which one's more impressive. Like after having the game out for over 10 years, I get just the word nice, or he gets fucking raging fart.
I've also gotten butter squirt. I've gotten there's a couple like just like what the fuck.
You think they were just
Oh, salty sock.
There's just a lot of names involved that I've chosen for you. Like I named the Troll City.
You think they were just fucking around in the beta, like with the names? Like, well, let's put raging
Like-
fart in here.
No one's ever gonna get it. So like, the reason why I picked Paladin, I guess it kind of stems down to like how I kind of am as a person. You know, I uphold, you know, the law. You know, I feel like I'm a great person in life. You know, I love helping others, and I want to see other people, you know, succeed and be on the right path. You know, that's just kind of how I live my life. And I mean, if you watch my live stream, I mean, I've helped over 100 people in the last 4 days get gear, you know, in some form of way for free. You know, I don't care. You know, I want people to get good, and I want people to stop being faggots and stop thinking they're casuals. You know, and when I picked the Paladin, it just seemed like it empowered me a little bit. Like when I was younger, like it made me feel better about myself. Like I think that's why I connected this character so much. You know, I didn't have like the best childhood, but I didn't have a bad one at the same time. I just had a lot of stuff going on, and you know, I was a popular kid in school, but I was super antisocial. And when I got on WoW, I didn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? And like WoW's just been such a big part of my life. I mean, obviously, I have 3 years of playtime into it, but it's made me into a better person. It's made me into like who I want to be, like live like my lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like how I act on here is how I want to be in real life. I want to troll people. I want to help people, and I just want to fuck around, dude.
Creating part of a full documentary.
Yeah, I mean, I could make a whole documentary about my life in WoW. Like,
I have nothing impressive to tell about Warcraft. But myself. Oh shit.
literally, while all of my friends were getting drunk and fucking with drugs and all that other stuff, I was raiding and being part of a dedicated group of people that I loved and that like I would do anything for.
Real on point right there.
And like a lot of people like judge me for it, and like I don't see why.
Yeah, I would say
Like yeah, man, that's cool. You went and partied, and like I was a different type of social person, you know. I would rather sit behind a keyboard and talk to people that way because I feel more comfortable. I'm terrible at like face-to-face talking, even though I have a lot of like HR experience in life and like dealing with people, managing people. And I honestly think I got most of my like thought processes and like my quick thinking skills, my decision making skills, and like how I am like work ethic wise from World of Warcraft.
That's pretty cool.
Like being in a very high rated and high level rating guild, you have to think on your feet so quick. You have to make snap decisions when you're raiding. You have or you could get people pissed off, especially when you're going for like a world first or US first or kill. You have to be good, and you have to be consistent, and you have to be able to make very quick snap decisions on what you're doing. Yeah, it's a fucking video game, but you can transfer that kind of decision making skills in real life that you can't get anywhere else. Like the decision between, this and that could wipe your group. The decision between this and that could be your job. And you being able to figure that out is nuts. Like,
It is pretty crazy. I've never done anything like that, so.
yeah, I don't really.
we're getting real talk here at 2 o'clock in the morning, boys.
Yeah. I don't fucking know what I would say. I can't not good at this kind of talk. I don't know what.
Like, okay, when I was part of the U.S. first Nefarian kill for Blackwing Descent, on Heroic, literally, there was 4 or 5 times in that kill run where if I didn't make the right decision, because if things were changing, we would have wiped, and we would have lost the kill because there was another kill of Nefarian like 12 minutes later. Like it was that close.
Jesus.
So like the time that we saved from me being able to make a snap decision as the tank saved us from not getting US first, and we got US first, and like that's something that I'm proud of. Like I'm proud of my accomplishment in this video game because I feel that it's what I want to do in life. Like I just want to create content and like make people happy on this game. Yeah, there's a lot of toxic people that play MMOs, especially World of Warcraft. There's a lot of toxic people in this game. But there doesn't need to be. I mean, there's really no need for it. I mean, if everybody literally played to help the community out, this game would be so much bigger than it is now. But there's a person that I'm playing with that's helping me carry Mythic Plus keys that I'm literally not going to do it anymore because he's playing the game for himself and not anybody else. And that's not what I want my stream about. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't really like him from the get-go.
And
I think streams will be a little bit more doable now that I can
Father-son moment.
out there. Go on. You're. Nick died.
So like,
Oh, there you go.
sorry, somebody asked me a question. So like, just an example, I have a video of this happening. He got a piece of gear that's the exact same item level as the piece he had on, and it had the exact same stats, except the stats were switched. So like, it had more of one stat than the other stat than his other piece. So like, it was crit mastery, and it had more crit than mastery. And then his piece he had on had more mastery than crit, and he was keeping the piece because of that. It was maybe like a 0.1% upgrade for him, where this guy, it was literally 100 item level upgrade for this guy. And I was like, dude, give him that piece, like that he needs that. And he said, no, fuck you, I'm keeping it. And that right there, like, just instantly triggered me so hard. Like, you don't need it. Like, you don't need that piece. And I was like, this stream is literally for helping people, and you are literally doing the opposite right now. I'm like, so if you don't give him that piece, you're literally not doing this anymore. I'm not going to do any more Mythic Plus runs with you. You can find your own tank. And he said, fine, that's fine. I don't care. He's like, I'm carrying you anyways. And then I laughed.
Oh?
Like, I've never been carried in my entire life.
I've never seen him do that great. He was doing good, but I've seen people do way better than that, and I think you're doing actually a bit better than him too. Like, I'd like to see him.
Okay, so he might do a lot of DPS, yeah.
Yeah.
But can he tank and heal at the same time while dealing out the DPS that I do? No. Okay, like, this guy doesn't. This guy's never played with me, so like, I'm gonna give him the real talk here, real quick. I am the best tank in the game. Okay, there is no tank that can do what I do, and I guarantee it. And this isn't me being cocky. This is just me being from experience.
Yeah.
So, and okay, here more or less, I haven't seen another tank be able to do what I do. I'll say it like that. I don't want to say like I'm the best, because I don't know if I'm the best. But I literally tank, heal more than the healer, and that's just not healing myself, it's healing other people as well. And I can beat most DPS in every circumstance. So, being able to DPS higher than a DPS, tank and take no damage, and heal other people while I'm tanking and DPSing is insane. Like, I'm 3 roles in one.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever hope to be able to do that.
Do what?
So I would never be able to ever be able to do that.
And like, utilizing and like stat prioritizing on my character is what makes me be able to do that. That's why I'm like so hard up for getting upgrades. Is like, I might get a piece that's a way better like item level upgrade, but it's not better because it doesn't have these certain stats on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't have the certain stats, I won't wear it. Like, I just won't. So, like, it's one of those things where I kind of shoot myself in the foot for playing that way. But I get more results playing the way I do than I would playing as a selfish tank that only heals himself. Because, like, there's some things that, like, especially if I'm carrying people, I have to play the way I do or we wouldn't get through it. Like, when a healer is like, no, dude, I won't need your help, and then 17 people die, like, bro. I could have prevented all of those if I wanted, but you're being arrogant. I don't think he realizes the heal potential of a tank. Oh, I mean, okay. Like, here's another cool story. Do you PvP at all? I know you do, Jacob, but
he's not here right now. He just left for some reason. I don't know
what the fuck.
happened.
I'm sitting here I was trying to talk to him.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be on YouTube anyways. So.
Oh, okay. So like, I didn't lose a duel, like a legitimate 1v1 duel where I'm not like just fucking around, until Cataclysm. So like,
never lost the duel until then.
I lost duels, but they weren't like serious like 1v1 duels where like I wanted to actually see if I could beat this person. Like all the duels I lost up to that were just me like fucking around, like getting challenged to duels and like just messing around. But like until I like had a legitimate 1v1 duel with someone, I haven't lost one until Cataclysm, and it was against my 2v2 partner. He was the first person to beat me.
What was he?
Bear Druid. So in Cataclysm, me and him were 2v2 partners, and
Sorry, go on.
he was a Bear Druid and I was a Prot Paladin. Back then, we had Vengeance, which would stack up the more damage you took, which gave you more attack power. So pretty much we would just survive till our Vengeance was super high, and then we'd like 3-shot people. It didn't matter what the comp was, like they couldn't beat us. And the first season that Vengeance was available, we got to 2600 rating as 2 tanks, which was hilarious. And we did it for fun. We didn't do it for like, like trying to get high rated. We just didn't lose. Like we couldn't lose. Like I was a soloist at the time, and he was a soloist at the time. Like I'm pretty sure he went on to like either get world first or world second Bear Druid, Lich King solo. Like he was super good, and he was all about solo and stuff. I'm trying to think of what else happened. Oh, and then in like Mop pre-patch, he came back to the game and he found me, and he's like, "Dude, you need to see Bear Hug." And he linked it to me, and I was like, "This is the most broken thing ever." So like me and him I was like, I want to actually challenge you, like, to a duel. And so me and him went to like at the top of ICC, and we dueled up there. And he came in, he popped his incarnation, and then Bear Hugged me and one-shotted me.
God, wait.
And I laughed so hard. So, as normal people, we went into a battle or into a 2v2 arena, and he was one-shotting people with Bear Hug. And then 2 days later, it was removed from the game.
Oh. It was just called Bear Hug?
What it did is you charge someone and you stun them for, it's like you're like hugging them as a bear, and it would stun them for 3 seconds, and they would take 35% of their health every second for 3 seconds. Yep. It was the very last talent in Mop. And Blizz did, apparently. So like, but if you popped all of your cooldowns, and like if you used a DPS trinket with a use ability, no matter what mitigation they had, they would just die, because it would increase the damage, that percent damage. So like when he popped all of his cooldowns and stuff, he was hitting people for 60% of their health every second for 3 seconds, and they were stunned. So pretty much he was giving them that gusto.
Kind of wish I got better at WoW before. Like, I only ever started to get good at, like, not good, but actually knew what I was doing until Panland. Like, yeah, I hit 90. You need to worry about your stats. Your stats fucking suck, dude.
Time to worry about Raid Finder.
Time to actually do something that matters. Actually, like, do something that affects my character.
Is he in the room with you yet?
No, I don't know. He's smoking a cigarette. Can't smoke in my house.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope.
I want to ask him what his favorite dungeon of all time is.
Oh yeah. I hope someday I'd be able to achieve something great, like something to actually be proud of in Warcraft, because I never actually had that. Like the only thing I'd be proud of, which isn't really something that you can be proud of because it's just RNG, is like getting really rare things, you know.
Like gear is not something to be proud of to me.
No, but
like, it's like, yeah, cool, I'm a high item level, but what am I doing for it?
yeah, exactly. I don't have anything to be like proud of. Like I don't have anything. I did this.
You don't have like achievements or mounts or anything that like look cool.
Well, I mean, I guess The thing I would guess that I'm proud of doing, like, is Glory of the Dragon Soul Raider, because it took me so long to get, and it kept glitching.
But did you get it during that content?
No, so I mean that just shows for itself. I have nothing to be really proud of. That much to be proud of.
What's the hardest thing you've ever done?
Portable Cheerios. Oh, and WoW.
Yeah, and WoW.
The hardest thing I've ever done. God.
You've done nothing hard.
Well, I have, but I just don't know. I'm trying to think. Hardest thing I've done. Why is there close on the fucking floor? God damn it.
Do you know what my most hated thing in World of Warcraft?
What?
The most hated thing I've ever seen in World of Warcraft?
What?
Flying.
What is it?
Flying.
Wait, say it one more time.
Flying.
Oh, flying. Okay.
So, like...
That's a popular thing.
I hate flying for the fact that it breaks immersion. I like using ground mounts and like seeing the content that I've already done. Like, yeah, man, I completed this. Like, this is such a cool zone, though. There's so much shit people miss by flying. Like, you have no idea. Like, I know that sounds so gay, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. That's what lots of people say about flying. They don't like about flying because going on the ground's a lot... I don't know. You just see a lot more things that you don't see normally. Like, if you are flying, you're just going right over everything that you could have, I don't know, you might have missed. And I like that too, which is why I don't really care. I don't really care whether they do have flying. Like, if they didn't have flying in the next expansion, I wouldn't care at all. Because, like, hey, it's cool. Fight my way to the place I'm trying to get to. Or...
Yeah, that's why I refuse to do Suramar. Like, I'm specifically not doing Suramar for that. I like the immersion that I have. Yeah, I could go get flying and just not use it, but I will because I'm a WoW player and I like simplicity. I'll end up breaking and using it, where if I don't have access to it, I won't use it.
Yeah. Still trying to think of the hardest thing I've ever done in Warcraft.
Have you sold anything that's super hard? Like, probably the hardest thing I've ever soloed really is... Oh, man. Probably the hardest thing I've ever soloed ever was +8 Maul Souls.
You sold that? Oh, God.
Yeah, that's the highest key I've soloed.
I don't know if I've ever sold anything really. I mean, I know I have, but... Goddamn, I had soloed Fireland's pre-Pandaland patch.
You soloed it pre-Mist of Pandaria?
No. I mean, like, before they really, like... Before they made things soloable, you know what I mean? Like in Cataclysm.
Yeah, but Firelands wasn't that hard. Well, did you solo it on 10-man, 25-man, 25-man heroic, 10-man heroic?
I think... I don't remember.
Because remember, the average DPS in Firelands was like 40k. So, I mean, if you could do like 500k DPS in MOP, like it was super easy.
I don't remember, but it was pretty difficult, but I'm sure I can think of...
I'm sure Rylith was probably the hardest boss in there.
Was it the guy that walked around?
Or not Rylith, Balrog.
Which one was that one? I can't remember.
He's the one that can one-shot you with Demonation Blade. The Gatekeeper. The one right before Major Domo.
Yeah, I got you. I thought fucking Shanox was annoying because of his dogs. It's like I couldn't get him down before they pounced me and killed me.
Human, dude. Every man for himself broke that.
I was a night elf.
Shadow Meld.
While they were on me?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. God damn it.
It used to break stealth and mop. Or it used to break stuns and mop.
Well, it just shows how ignorant I was back then.
You probably didn't realize it. Like, a lot of people didn't know that. But, like, if you watch some of, like, the higher rated people, when they would get, like, sapped or stunned or, like, feared or anything, they would just Shadow Meld it, just break it.
I wish I'd known that before.
And it puts you in a stun. But, like, as soon as you do it, you have to cancel it out so you don't reset the boss. So it was, like, super difficult to actually, like, do. Because you only had, like, a 0.5 second window.
Yeah.
What's your favorite mount in the game?
Um. I remember one. Probably something I'm actually proud of is when we were running our heroic Hellfire Citadel. I think we were... Okay, I'm trying to remember this. I'm trying to put together the memories. I think it was on the run to getting my Grove Warden. I had, like... I think... One of the other healers... I think we only had, like, two healed it. And I had to solo heal, like, 80% of the fight on my Disc Priest.
Which fight? Archimon?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty difficult to do, so...
I was actually really good on my Priest then. Actually, to the point I guess I can brag about it.
Yeah, that's something to brag about. I mean, solo healing Archimon back then wasn't an easy
Yeah, 'cause
task.
you had people in the Twisted Nether and shit, and... I was like, oh,
Question,
I
did
really
you get
hope
your
these
legendary
guys-
ring back then?
Like, I really hope these guys in the overworld stay alive. We ended up, like, beating him by the fucking hair on our nuts. It reminds me of Thok the Bloodthirsty in Siege of Morgmar, where we had 3 people fighting him, and we beat him. When he like, I don't know how we didn't reach the Berserk timer. We were like... He was at like 20% health, and we had 3 people left.
Who was it?
We had a tank, and I think it was 3 or 4 people. Tank, healer, and 2 DPS. Or was
Which fight?
Thok the Bloodthirsty, the T-Rex.
Oh, and Mop.
Yeah.
He had a really long enrage timer, though.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised they didn't hit ranged. Like, Jesus, I think it would have hit by now, but it's not. I don't even think we beat him then. We still wiped. We just he stayed up there for like they were still fighting for like 3. We had like there was up for like 3 minutes, just waiting.
I think the hardest thing I ever did
10%.
in Mop was, God, I didn't really do much in Mop.
Wait, what now?
I was able to solo the Stone Guard in Mop, the first boss in Mogushon Vaults, but
Oh yeah, that guy.
that was like a tank and spake. You just fight 4 mobs.
Yeah.
Okay, something cool that I realized I could do, like, for a while, was I was able to figure out a way to make my paladin do more DPS in, like, it more or less happened in Wrath. I found the flexibility of, like, being a tank and a DPS at the same time, and this is, like, really where I started to, like, increase my skill cap. Something I realized is as long as you maintain a minimum of a certain stat, you will do more if you increase your other stats. So, the avoidance cap back then, to make sure that you never got hit, was 102.4%. Okay? it was virtually impossible to get to that percent unless you went straight avoidance, right? And most tanks back then were looking for stamina trinkets because the more health you had, the better you were, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Back then, I mean, most tanks gym stamina and had 2 stamina trinkets and had like, if they were in ICC 25-man heroic gear, they would have like, I don't know, 75,000 health outside of ICC and like 110,000 health inside ICC.
Wow, virtual reality.
I didn't do that. What I did is I did stam gyms still, and I wore avoidance pieces to get me to 99.7% avoidance. Anything after that, I straight had DPS gear on. So I got myself to 99.7%. I lost dodge mainly because dodge sucked because of the ICC debuff anyways. So I had like 4 or 5 pieces of DPS gear on that had like crit haste on it or crit hit, and I put strength gems in those pieces. And then I used oh my god, what trinkets did I use? Hold on, let me pull up ICC real quick. Okay, I used
The burning legion marches on High Mountain. Our allies have engaged the demons throughout our lands.
oh man. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, dear, my demon hunter.
Okay, so I was using Deathbringer's Will, which was a crit. It had crit on it, I think, at the time, and then it would empower you for 30 seconds. You'd turn into a random thing from Northrend, and it would give you a certain stat. So it would help me burst, and then I was using. I think I was using the Syndragosa trinket that increased my spell power, which increased all my holy damage. Yeah, that's what I used. It was Cyclotory of the Nameless Lich. So each time one of my spells deal periodic damage, you had a chance to gain 208 spell power for 20 seconds. Okay, so with that, anytime one of my judgments, seals, or my hammer or my consecration procced, I would get 208 spell power for 20 seconds. And it procced 6 times a minute. It was stupid. I always had it up. So it was it was more spell power back
How long
then.
did it last? Like, was it up? Like, when you used it?
Do what?
How long would it be up when you used it?
20 seconds. It was up 100% of the time.
Okay. Retarded.
Yeah. So, but it had a different ability. It had more spell power back then, if I remember right. So, pretty much, I focused some of my survivability on DPS. And most tanks back then did maybe 4 to 5k DPS, 7k if it was an AOE fight. Okay, I was doing 11k DPS as a tank. I out DPS like half of our raid group, and we were clearing 25-man heroic ICC every week. Like, it was retarded. Like, and when I would like really mess around, I would tank in ret spec. And I found a way to tank in ret spec with a sword and shield. You had to spec really janky, but it worked. And I also used, I don't know how much you remember of Wrath, but you remember Seal of Command?
Nope, I remember nothing.
Okay, Seal of Command, how it worked was it had a chance to do like 200% weapon damage as holy damage, and it would hit 3 targets.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, I'm gonna try it for tanking. because like it only took like 10 points into ret and you would get it. So I did that, and it actually increased like on like cleave fights, so like blood princes and stuff, where we would stack all the guys together, or like Professor Putricide, or like Deathbringer Sarfang with the bloods, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I would cleave like 22k DPS back then, which I was at the top of any cleave fight. I was the top. For Lady Death Whisperer, I would do like 20k DPS, which like that was almost unheard of. Just because I was spec'd weird. It wasn't good. Like, trust me, it was not good. I lost so much survivability doing that just from talents, but it was hilarious. Like, I had so many like so many like 0.1 percentile rankings from logs and stuff on fights for DPS as a prop paladin.
Yeah, see,
Like, the only
remember-
things that could like really beat me in DPS were like arcane mages and marksman hunters.
The only thing I remember from Wrath is, hey, these Death Knights are pretty cool. That's it.
Dude, fuck. Okay, let me just real talk about Death Knights and Wrath. Okay, I'm gonna start from day 1 to end of Wrath. Day 1, hey guys, I can solo level 80 content as a fresh 80 Death Knight. Oh look, we got nerfed by 20%. Oh, we're still the best class in the game. Oh, I'm soloing level 70 and 80 content as a Blood Death Knight. That's a DPS spec though. That's crazy. Oh. Okay. 3 months into Wrath. We're the best tanks in the game. That's not a tank spec. That's cool. Hey Paladins, what you got on our heels, bro? Nothing. Okay. Hey Warriors, what kind of damage are you doing? Oh, well, we do more than that. Oh, you're stacking haste as a tank? That's cool. You don't need avoidance, right? Nope. Oh, why is that? Oh, because my death strikes heal me for 900% of my health. That's cool. 6 months into Wrath. Hey, Unholy Death Knights, we're the best DPS class in the game. No, you're not, says Arcane Mages. Okay. 2 seconds later. Oh, hey, look, I'm doing 200% more damage than you. What? Only like 1% of people that are playing Death Knights are playing Unholy because they suck? Yep.
Rip.
Welcome to Unholy Death Knights in
I
Wrath of
always
Lich
played
King.
Blood. Like when I started playing it.
Everybody played Blood. It was broken.
I never got to 80. I never hit cap until Pandaland.
Oh man, like this is Blizzard thinking on Blood Death Knight. All right, guys, we're gonna give them Blood Aura, Blood Presence, Abominations Mod, Bloodburn, Deathstrike, Rune Tap, Vampiric Blood. These are all defensive abilities that are passive. There's like 3 unused abilities there. They all heal. That was Blizzard, okay? They were going full retard, and they should never go full retard again. Like, okay, you got 2% of your health for all the damage you did. For like the total amount of damage you did, you got 2% of your health back from Blood Aura. Blood Presence gave you 2% of your health back every 5 seconds. Or 3 seconds, I don't remember. It was something dumb. And then Bloodworms healed you, and they spawned constantly from any ability. You had ridiculous AoE damage. You had Vampiric Blood, which made all of your heals give you 50% more health, and your health got increased by 15%. Rune Tap would heal you. Death Strike would heal you. Heart Strike would heal you. Your diseases would heal you. You could spread your diseases really easily as Blood Death Knight. If you had Death Decay, you were unkillable. If you spec'd right, you could get the Unholy pet as well. So not only were you a tank because you just healed so much and you pulled so much threat, you also had a pet, and you never died, and you could heal yourself. That was smart, Blizz. That was smart.
Yeah.
Oh, and not only that, not only were they good in PvE, but they were good in PvP. How many Blood Death Knights did you see in PvP and Wrath?
I didn't do PvP.
Okay, well, literally, this is a legitimate thing. I went into a battleground on my paladin, and it was a Warsong Gulch. 8 of our teammates were Blood Death Knights.
Oh.
8. We won.
By
We
how much?
3-0'd it. Next battleground I
Oh,
do,
jeez.
there's 6 Blood Death Knights. We won. The next one, there was like 7 out of the 20 people. We won. Like, they couldn't die. They would sit wherever they needed to and just kill everybody. Oh, and not only that, you could use Army of the Dead. Like, ugh, Blizzard. Like,
Stop. Back when Army did it actually did something.
Army of the Dead's super strong now.
It wasn't back before Warlord. I mean, before Legion. It actually made it work. Like do something.
So, in Wrath, it was probably one of the best abilities you could ever have. Oh, and I forgot about this. You could make yourself undead and heal yourself with Death Coil.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, if all the healing you were doing in blood wasn't enough, you could just do that. And if you were unholy, you had Corpse Explosion, because that wasn't broken. All you do is you just kite all of the trash up to the boss room, kill them all, pull the boss, hit Corpse Explosion, everything dies. Or the boss gets one-shotted from all the corpse explosions going on. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Saying could be asked for many things, such as Weapon Master and what you're talking about, Bear Hug.
Yeah, but that got fixed. Like, that was a
yeah,
fixable
way to
thing.
hold expansion for death.
This got live for so long. They were so broken for so long. And they're still not even really that... They're still broken if they're played correctly. Like, Blood Death Knights are unkillable almost. I mean, hell, Dustin's not like the best Death Knight on the planet, but he's good, and he never dies. But I mean, arguably, I would say he's probably the best Death Knight that I've played with. And I mean, my off tank was a Blood Death Knight in Cataclysm when I really was like hardcore raiding.
I'm not that good with my Death Knight. 835 trinket.
What do you think is the best tank in World of Warcraft right now?
Probably Paladins, in my opinion.
Why?
Like best in like what I like, or like best in like how they compete, like how
overall.
Okay. Oh. Probably Paladins, because I don't think I've ever seen Paladin like do. I don't think I've ever seen. Like there's never been a point where like no one was really that I know of that where there's no one playing a protection Paladin as tank. Like kind of how monks are right now. I don't see anybody playing monks anymore. Monk tanks anymore. Besides yesterday. Like it's a rare thing. Protection Paladins have never been like that because I think they've always been good tanks. I don't think I've ever seen a Paladin that wasn't. I mean, I've seen bad Paladin tanks, but overall, they've all been good tanks. Because they got self heals and shit. And I don't think I've ever seen I don't think there's ever been like a time where Paladins have just been underperforming in
all of Cataclysm.
I didn't play Cataclysm, so I wouldn't know.
So in Vanilla WoW, they were non-existent in Vanilla WoW. You could not play a protection paladin in Vanilla WoW. It was impossible. Trust me, I tried. I tried so hard.
No, I only played a protection paladin up till 90.
We had no AoE other than consecration. Do you want to know what the rep paladin rotation was in Vanilla WoW?
What?
Okay, so your seals empowered you back then for 30 seconds, and when you used judgment, it took off the seal. It didn't have Crusader Strike. You didn't have Divine Storm. You didn't have anything. Your rotation, if it wasn't an undead mob, was Seal, Judgment, Seal, Consecration. You're out of mana. Sit there and auto attack. That was your rotation. And that's not a joke.
That doesn't sound very fun. That sounds kind of boring, man.
Yep. That's why I played Holy back then. So for Holy, when I got my 6-piece tier set for tier 3, what it did was it made my cleanse heal. Every time I used cleanse, it would heal someone for like 493 health or something like that, which was pretty much like a flash of light. But I had all this spell power gain from all my gear, so my cleanses were healing people for like 60 to 70% of their health. And cleanse cost no mana back then. Like my MP, my mana per second, or my mana per 5 second was higher than casting 10 cleanses. So I had infinite mana, and it was easy just to. And cleanse was instant back then, and it had no cooldown. So, due to that, we were able to go down to 3 healers in a 40-man raid group. Because I could just sit there and cast cleanse the whole time. Because I had infinite mana. And it was so easy. But anyways, so the best tank right now in Legion is Death Knight. It's the best Mythic Plus tank due to its durability and able to just, the healer doesn't really have to worry about it in high level keys other than in Tyrannical. And just their versatility, I guess, for survivability with legendaries is insane. Their damage output's higher than any other tank if played correctly. It's just an all-around good tank. Under that is probably Bear Druid, for right reasons. They're insanely durable, have high health pools. They have battle res. They have stampeding roar. It's retarded how good Bear Druids are. Even with them getting nerfed and not having Mark of Ursal anymore to reduce magical damage, it doesn't even matter. Next, probably Paladin. And, I mean, even I play Paladin, and I personally think that they're the best tanks in the game. But reality strikes, and I know my limitations. I don't think I'm going to go into detail about how good Paladins are. But
Yeah,
I think I've made that abundantly known at this point. Next under that's probably Demon Hunter, just because of how crazy they are. Like if they're good, I've probably only seen 1 or 2 good Demon Hunter tanks. Every other one sucks. So they're good. They have the most potential, I think, because they can. I've seen there's videos up of Demon Hunter soloing plus 19s and bullshit like that. So if they play correctly, they're the best tanks. Then probably Monk. Monk's the shit. It's super hard to play. The skill cap's super high. It's stupid. Oh my god, I can't even imagine trying to play one. I've played it. I have a Brewmaster Monk, but I don't play it. Personally, I think Prop Paladins are the best, though. I mean, they're just super good. And then I would say probably Bear Druids, Death Knights, Demon Hunter Monk. Monks have the most
easiest to play?
potential, though. Okay, here's another question. What sounds like the coolest DPS class in the game? Spec wise.
What do you mean by that?
So you go into a group and you see this class and this spec and you're like, that guy's ballsy for playing that, and you get so hyped when he's playing it well. Okay, the most underrated DPS spec this expansion so far. What do you think it would be?
Honestly, Fury Warrior. I don't really ever see Fury Warrior.
Did you not play Nighthold?
No, I didn't really get into Nighthold that much.
Okay,
Mike's
well,
fucking picky as shit. What is that?
in Nighthold, if you had Drought of Souls, you were auto-picked into Nighthold as a Fury Warrior.
I never saw that. Okay, well.
Okay, so
It's
do
definitely better,
you know what
actually.
Drought of Souls does, right?
Oh no, yeah, I know what you mean. But actually, I got another answer. I think probably, really any spec of Warlock, because I
You don't
never
see 'em a
saw
lot.
good Warlocks. Like
Um,
DPS charts and shit.
The
And
ones I
also
do see
priests.
play that are higher item level are crazy.
Cool, hold on.
Huh?
Cool, hold on. Why did you do that before you go?
Huh?
Why can't you do that before you go?
This isn't going to allow you to it's just bedtime clothes.
That smell good for the bed.
Dude, you know,
Okay, sorry, what?
you know me, you're not going to any point during the night. I always get so for
Continue.
What's in you to smell fresh for?
He's having orientation tomorrow at Wally World.
Where?
Quality World. I mean, what were you talking about? What were you saying?
So like, the warlocks I have seen that are higher item level usually are the top DPS in my group.
I mean, I never see that. Like, another one that like really gets me like, I'm like pretty awed by is Shadow Priest. I know they have really good DPS, but you just don't really see many people play them correctly that often.
I saw them a lot at the beginning of Legion, and they've dwindled ever since.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good, and especially that. Like, I don't understand that one talent that kills you if you use it.
Surrender of Madness.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Pretty
Why would
much the stronger, like you take more damage, and like you get stacks of this debuff, and the more stacks you have, the harder it is to stay alive. But you do more damage
I mean, I don't get that. Why would you want to kill yourself doing it?
because there is ways to keep yourself alive.
Oh? I thought it just kills you in the end, regardless of what you do.
It does. It does end up killing you, but during that time, you were God. Like
I mean, okay,
there
that's the
was
thing I
Shadow
don't
Priest
understand.
at like. There was like Shadow Priest at like 875 item level, bursting 5 million DPS.
Yeah, I got that. I get it. Like you're doing fucking retarded. What are we doing?
And like it just kept getting better as the raid boss went on. So like as long as your healers could keep you alive and you played it correctly, you were no matter what you were going to be the top DPS.
Yeah, but I understand you do really good. But why would you just do that if you're just and I'm dying anyways? Like,
Literally, it was you like your thought shouldn't be why do I want to kill myself? It should be more of how long can I survive until I die to do the most damage I can. Like don't think of your health as a resource and not something you have to protect.
I don't know.
Like I use my health as a resource. That's why you see me dip to like 20% health randomly. Because I'll just I'll just let it hit me first so I can do a couple thousand, 100,000 more DPS, and then I'll just heal myself back up to full health. Like it's a risk that I'm willing to take to get a reward. It was a high risk, high reward class.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But, like,
It's kind of hard to understand if you've never
you're doing
done
like
that
raids
before.
and shit. Like, you willing to just kill yourself out of the fight in order to get that DPS in?
But if you can keep yourself alive the whole fight, it doesn't matter.
I didn't think you could keep yourself alive the whole fight. I thought
As
it
long
just
as your
has a
healer
cooldown.
keeps you alive.
I thought it just ends up killing you anyways. Like you insta die if you, like at a certain point.
You do, but there's ways to. If you play correctly, you can survive longer. If you play Surrender to Madness correctly.
Okay, I guess I only did it once, and it baffled me. It's like, why is this in here?
Okay, so like Fury Warriors and Nighthold. If you got Drought of Souls, pretty much what you would do is you would charge Battlecry, Rampage, Drought of Souls, and you would do about 55 million damage in 3 seconds. Because Drought of Souls did so much damage for Fury Warriors. Because of how Battlecry worked, it gives you 100% crit, right? So, pretty much, Drought of Souls hit hard anyways, and it hit even harder when it had crits. So like, it would hit every 2.5 seconds for 3 seconds. So you would hit what, 12 times? And all of your hits would do 1,000,000 damage.
Yay. Well, he's here right now, so you can ask him the questions you're gonna ask him.
Okay, hey dude, what's your favorite dungeon of all time?
Me?
Yeah.
You have to give me a minute to think about that.
I expect you to have an answer right off the bat. He's more into lore than gameplay, really.
I'm more into lore than gameplay. Fuck, dude, have you ever did the lore for the troll, like, tribes and shit?
Oh yeah. I love
That shit's
shit.
so intricate.
It really is, and I love it. It's so awesome.
Like, the whole lore behind Zul'Gurub is insane.
There's so much lore people overlook in this game. And it's so
Like,
awesome.
like how Hakar was able to rise to power through that tribe is retarded. Like, it's like Macbeth fucking every TV show alive and then making that baby. Like, that's the Zul'Gurub lore right there.
Dude, if that was a TV show or a miniseries, I'd fucking come my pants.
Dude, legitness, if they make a Warcraft 3 movie, I would jack off in the movie theater. Okay? The lore between of Arthas is my favorite lore of all time. Of anything.
The War for Arthas?
Yeah. How,
Really awesome, actually.
like, everybody, like, alienated him for what he did, but he was doing it to save his people. He wasn't doing it to become, you know, this all-powerful person.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that alone, like, is insane. He was willing to do so much and then ruin what he had saved anyways.
I know, I love villains like that, where they're just misunderstood. They were trying to be the hero the whole time, and they just kind of got fucked over in the end.
Arthas did nothing wrong.
And what made me so super salty the most is Ner'zhul, the person who corrupted Arthas, was a fucking dungeon boss.
Oh yeah, that made me mad too.
Like, the grumpiness level I had for that, like, just skyrocketed. Like, that was so much disrespect to Ner'zhul. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't think people realize how powerful Ner'zhul really was. I mean, fuck. He was the soul inside of Frostmourne.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Coolest orcs ever, right there.
yeah, he's literally the coolest orc. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure, definitely. Besides Goldank, he's one of the coolest warlocks.
I fucking hate Gul'dan, dude.
I love Goldank.
Such a little troll. Like, he can go fuck himself.
I like Warcraft 3 Goldank.
if Gul'dan was just non-existent in any of the time planes, I'd be okay with it. Like, if it was just an empty void, like, I would rather fight a fucking potato with a hat that says Gul'dan on it than Gul'dan himself. Oh, and by the way, if Thrall steals another raid boss kill, like an in-game boss kill from us,
Like
I'll be
fucking
pissed.
Argus.
Okay, so like,
It just comes along out of nowhere.
I'm the soul of Azeroth. Brrr. It'll happen, dude. Watch. It's gonna happen. Okay, so down low, real quick. Here's the storyline of Thrall. Alright, guys. We're about to fight Kel'Thuzad, the hardest boss that's ever been put into World of Warcraft. Fuck, dude, he's at 2%. Oh, hold on. Why did we get stunned? Here comes Thrall running in. Guns blazing with that Doomhammer. Lok'tar Ogar, faggot. Steals the kill. Okay, we're in Burning Crusade. Holy shit. It's fucking Kill Jade. Oh my god, this guy's huge. He's the hardest boss of all time. What's that? 1% left on the bottom? Lok'tar Ogar, faggot. Here comes... You guessed it. Sunshine on my goddamn shoulders, Thrall. Alright, boys. It's real low, real quick. Lich King. Oh, it's not just Thrall. He's taken over fucking Tyrion's body. Loktar Ogar, faggots.
Listen to this.
I'm here. I'm listening. It's funny.
It's funny as you say. Like.
Then Cataclysm happened. We're fighting Deathwing on a fucking back. Okay, Spine Deathwing. In before like faggot begins. Madness of Deathwing. Here we go, boys. We're gonna beat the fuck out of him. Oh, nope. You guessed it. Thrall stole that too. Because you know what? Loktar Ogar, faggots. Mist of Pandaria happened. Guess who we're fighting at the end of it? You're goddamn right. It's Garrosh Hellscream. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's right. Fucking Thrall takes him in wad. Doesn't even give him two shits. Hashtag no ball.
And he cheats at that.
Yeah, and he cheats. He didn't even do it the right way. Fucking no balls, dude. Hashtag Obama 2016. I'm out. That's Thrall, okay? He steals every kill of everything. He steals the spotlight for everything. I don't know what Blizzard has a hard on for Thrall for, because he's a fucking vagina. Like he upsets me more and more every expansion. Like this expansion, he's like, you know what, you guys got this. I've stolen enough kills. But you know what? He's coming back. He's gonna make Azeroth great again, boys. He's gonna build that wall. It's gonna be great, guys. You don't even know. I've got somebody. It's gonna be great. Loktar Ogar.
Steal kill somehow. He doesn't even have Doomhammer.
He doesn't even have Doomhammer anymore. You know what he's gonna do? Elemental Blast that motherfucker. Pop hero. And he's gonna scream Loktar Ogar, faggots, and he's just gonna be like, here comes the pain, bitch, and one-shot him. Oh my god, no, do you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna Dragon Ball Z this shit, and he's gonna fuse with Mirrodin Bronzebeard, and he's gonna become Crystal Thrall.
Crystal Thrall?
Yeah, because Mirrodin's crystal now.
Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah. It's gonna be DBZ style. He's gonna be an orc, but he's gonna be dwarf size and he's gonna be crystal. While holding Ashbringer.
He just steals Ashbringer from the Paladin.
He's like, here, let me see that, faggot.
Have you even thought what your favorite dungeon was? Yeah.
What's your favorite dungeon?
Honestly, probably one of my favorite dungeons is actually a really low level dungeon, and that's probably Dead Mines.
Dead Mines was epic, dude.
Dude, when I was a kid and I played Dead Mines, that shit was awesome. That was so cool. It has one of the long lasting effects on me, and I still like it. It's kind of annoying today when you do it because it's the one when you do random dungeons when you're low level, it's the one pops up the most, I think. But I still love it and always will.
So my favorite thing about Dead Mines is when I did it for the first time. I wasn't on my paladin because I out-leveled that dungeon itself when I started. But when I made my rogue, I did it for the first time, and I was like, "This is gonna be the best dungeon ever."
He said, "Why are we getting all so good for it?" I said, "Anything can happen. You know I leave all the time in the middle of the night."
Well, where are you going now?
I'm gonna go see Levi while he's in town.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit at Dynamite. You're welcome to join if you don't.
No, you guys are boring. You and your friends are boring.
You even know Levi.
Levi.
Wilson?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do Little Arm?
Yes.
Nemo?
That guy sounds like a faggot.
About a year, so I'm gonna see him.
Okay. Anyways, when I did Dead Mines for the first time, because I was 11 years old, not only was it the coolest thing I've ever done, being able to group up with people and do it, but I needed it on every single piece of gear because I was gonna trade it to every other of my alts, and I won every single piece, and no one ever said anything. I got the pole arm from the Captain Sneed. I needed it on my rogue. I'm like, dude, I can give this to my hunter. And they're like, dude, that's awesome. And that was the first time I realized what soulbound was. Everything was soulbound. Granted, I got a lot of upgrades on my paladin my rogue, because like I got cruel barb from from Van Cleef, which I thought was like the coolest sword ever. I was like, there's no sword better than this. Like, you can't beat this, dude. Like, it's got crit, it's got agility and stamina, dude. Like, come at me, boys. And like, I got like half the device set, which I thought was like the coolest because it was black. I wore that to like level 30 because of the black. Hashtag transmog.
Dude, back in the day, that was actually a really great set.
Dude, it was actually super strong. Like, you could wear it till 30, like no problem.
It was great.
Well,
I miss when WoW was more complicated yet simpler back in the day.
it was just the simplicity of it was great, but there was like a whole other complex side of it that no one that people either cared about or they didn't.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was such a it revolutionized MMOs. It was great. It was amazing.
It's still revolutionizing MMOs.
It is. And it's not, man. Wow, Blizzard's team needs to get their shit together. They're doing better with Legion, but they're starting to go back to their old ways a little bit. But they fell off the horse for a bit.
When WoD came out, I still played every day because I actually enjoyed WoD because I could just go do old content. I didn't really care about new content that much. Like, it just gave me more of a relaxing time in WoW where I could just okay, I'll just go do old content and just look around and fuck around, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they really redeemed themselves with new content with Legion.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't really think about doing old content anymore because I have so much new content to do.
And it's it's not even something you're dreading either. It's like, this is gonna be awesome. Let's go do that.
I mean, hell, I've almost done 5,000 Mythic Pluses since Legion came out.
God damn.
And I don't regret it. It's been like the best time of my life. Mythic dungeons are fucking amazing. I love, dungeons are my favorite thing in any game.
I love them.
If they don't have a good dungeon system, I won't play it. I hate it. I'll instantly hate it. And when they really stepped up their dungeon game, oh my god, dude. I got such a hard on when they're like, Mythic Plus dungeons. I'm like, what? What is this? And when they were explaining it, I just started getting more and more horny. I'm like, oh my god. I can do the same dungeon over and over again. It's harder? What? And then I realized it was just greater rifts rehashed into World of Warcraft from Diablo 3. And I still was alright with it. I'm like, this is so sexy. And then after I watched the BlizzCon announcement for it, I just went and jacked off for 4.5 hours. I was like, this is the greatest news of my life. And really, it's really met up to my expectations too. The fact that they've kept it relevant all the way through Legion has been amazing. If it was still at its first item level and difficulty at the beginning of the expansion, I probably wouldn't be playing WoW anymore.
Yeah.
Because they've increased the difficulty of it whenever they feel it needs it. And it's never to the point where it's too hard, and it's never too easy. It's just that nice balance.
Well, they have to. I mean, when you got a game that's been out for 12 years or so, people are gonna get so good at the game, you're gonna have to have something to give somebody a challenge.
Well, and the item level, difference too. At the beginning of Legion, they were dropping base item level of a regular Mythic dungeon was 840. Now it's 885. And Mythic Plus has been increasingly getting more difficult as it's gone as well because the dungeon's gotten more difficult. So it's hard to explain. The gradual increase of difficulty they've done has been so on point that it's never need fixed, which is insane.
Yeah.
They've never been able to be that consistent. They introduced 2 new affixes in 7 point, one of the previous patch, and they didn't even have to nerf them. Like they were just like instantly perfect. Like it just instantly fit right into the rotation of the fixes and everything.
The Legion landed right
Oh, man, I really can't wait to get back in the WoW.
You need to, man.
I need to. That's what this job is for.
Yeah, see, and then I'll just carry you.
There you go. I had Jacob do that for the longest time, and he used to get real pissed off.
Why?
When I made you go, like, help me level up and do all this stuff, you're like, dude, come on. I got shit to do. I gotta do this right now. Like, yeah, dude, come on. You're gonna help me level up. You're gonna carry me through all this shit. You're gonna...
You took 4,000 gold from me, and you only gave me half back.
Dude, I was an accident. You did.
What?
That was an accident.
How was that an accident?
I don't remember how.
Are you gonna make a new account?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Oh, no. Actually, because my dad doesn't play anymore, I'm gonna take our old account.
I got
Because
hacked.
I got all my good characters on there.
I got hacked.
They did. We did everything. Like, we submitted the passport. Might have just haven't paid.
Oh,
He
okay.
hasn't paid his subscription yet.
You still have your warrior.
So do you have Legion on your account then?
In my life. My old
Yeah,
warriors
I
and
bought
shit.
him Warlords, and he got Legion. Because, you know, I'm a nice person.
So have you used your 100 boost yet then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Okay,
really
sweet. So do you have a 110?
Yeah, I have two.
Sweet.
You have the
Oh,
dude
but you're
with
Horde,
the
though.
right?
Yeah.
He is Horde.
I have
Make an
two
alliance character.
I'm not just Horde.
Wait, you have an alliance?
I have an alliance.
A hundred-
I have a paladin, and I
Not
have...
110 though.
Oh, no, he's level 95.
Oh, well.
I won't take me
Looks
very
like we're
long.
getting him to 110, boys.
Yeah, it won't take me very long. I love my paladin, dude. He's the shit.
What spec are you gonna play?
Polar Retribution.
Yeah. It's alright. Don't try to play prop.
I'm not.
I'll just assert my authority now.
I'll take your word
I'm
for it.
kidding.
It's the best paladin I know.
Do what?
So I'll take your word for it. It's the best paladin I know.
It would probably be the best pound you'll ever know.
That is true. Okay, I'm gonna head down and work.
Alright.
How long are you gonna stay late?
I don't know.
Okay, because I'm saying I'll probably be back in like an hour.
Well, are you off tomorrow, Jacob?
Yes.
Yes. Tomorrow you want to help me stream?
Yeah,
Do
sure.
carry runs and
Text
stuff?
Mom and tell her I'll be awake, so she need to put the wallet in the mailbox. I'll be awake.
Tell him to get on my stream and follow me.
I will.
You say well.
Okay. You better.
I don't even know when to start recording because like I haven't had so much juicy stuff in a fucking podcast in a while. Like the last 3 podcasts have been so boring, filled with lots of silence.
There's not too much silence here.
No, I mean, that's why I don't know. That's why I don't want to stop recording because you know, like the past 3 podcasts were just a bunch of silence and not really just kind of boring.
Well, I tried to put as much stories as I could in this one.
I appreciate that. I'm not very... I'm kind of a boring person when it comes to, like, games, because I just... Ooh? Oh. I don't really... Like, you talk about your accomplishments and how, like, all the shit you've been through, and I don't really have that much. I just play the game, that's it. I don't really... I'm not as hardcore as you are. Like, I don't think I've ever been hardcore into a game. Besides Doom and Ratchet and Clank. Oh my god. Ratchet and Clank was my shit. For like, since I was like 12 years old. Back from when I was like 5. Like, you know how, like, I got the Ratchet and Clank remastered for PS3, and when I moved, all my games from PS3, my brother's friend was helping us move, he stole all my PS3 games, and pawned them. And pawned his PS4, for drugs, probably. We know it was pawned, but I don't know what pawned, like, what he used that money for, but it was pawned. Yeah, oh my god, I was so upsetty. Now what? Oh my god. Nick went silent.
Why?
No, Nick did.
I said why.
Oh, I don't know. Well, it's on the podcast, so no words were wasted, I guess. I need to delete stuff in case this is too long. I think. Wow. Not only that did this not record my voice, it didn't record the fucking gameplay, and it recorded the pause screen the whole time.
I think I'm gonna have to make a GIF of me.
God damn it. Well, I mean, okay, it's not that bad. It's okay. Because I was gonna delete it anyways, because I didn't fucking record my voice. Yes. Rest in peace, Nick. 2017 to 2017. Margarino. Oh. It's pretty gay, dude. Gay as fuck, nigga. Nigga.
Are you still there?
Yes.
Sorry, Di woke up.
No, that's fine.
I'm gonna get off here though, cause she's still awake. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go in there with her, make sure
Okay.
she gets back to sleep. So.